Welcome to your Support Group Podcast, home of the number one podcast that supports you at what you like to do. As always, it's Kenny and it's Q.
What's up?
What's going on, Q? How was your week?
The week was surprisingly long. They said it was a short week. I ate some food at work that got me sick. And child, when I tell you, I was in a bad way. I was in a bad way. I was
Did
like,
you
never
eat some raisins in a potato salad?
It wasn't even that. This was the cafeteria food. So I'm just like, what are y'all even doing down here that you can't even make a sandwich? That I ate half of it and I was like, ugh, and threw the rest of it away. And then about 20 minutes later, up chucked the boogie all over everything. Yeah, it was terrible. So
Wow. Wow. I mean, for me, I had a weirdly long but short week.
Mhm.
I resigned from my position.
Did you?
Yeah,
Oh my
I
God.
resigned. I resigned. It was some things that was being done
Mhm.
to me that I guess they didn't think that I was professional enough to spot or pick up on.
Mhm.
They constantly tried to trigger me into wrath or
Mhm.
have me go off and say something that I would regret.
Mhm.
That's untrue or that's not really indicative of how I really feel, but more or less how I felt at the moment.
Mhm.
And so I decided that this was not a fit. It was not a fit for me to work for this company any longer.
Mhm.
I seen some things and I felt like deep down inside that eventually they was gonna try to do something that was like horrible. Like I just felt that way, like when they did inventory
Mhm.
was always way off. The two times that I had inventory as a manager, the first time I had inventory as a manager, the district manager was there at the time. And so inventory, you got theft, high theft location. So, I mean, theft is to be expected. But
Mhm.
the next inventory, even with me sending my numbers and different things like that, it was way off. And this inventory, the third one, they actually did when I wasn't there, which was a red flag right there because they had just had a whole managers meeting where they discussed that the manager should always be there when you do an inventory. And so I found it weird that as soon as I went on vacation, well, not vacation, but
Mhm.
we had our anniversary, so I
Yeah,
requested
took a
some time
time
off.
off.
Right.
Mhm.
And so I found it weird that the calendar for that month that showed when we was doing inventory and audits and, ALE calls and different things like that came out on Monday, which they knew I was out of work still, and then just so happened that Tuesday, we're the first ones to have an inventory.
Mhm.
So I was like, yeah, that's my sign. So I came back to work on Wednesday, a little bit agitated by how
Mhm.
things was handled, petty Annie stuff, people, left things that were rotten and not smelling too good by my office door. Said, okay, that's not cool at all. Like I've worked in an adult workspace most of my life. That's real petty. And would you want me to address it or but cool.
Yeah.
So I ain't say nothing. I just had one of the girls. I just said, just let the whole damn thing accidentally slip in the dumpster. And if anybody asks, tell them I told you to take it to the dumpster, and it fell in the dumpster.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I did. And then so
Mm-hmm.
beyond that, I was sitting up there, and Tuesday rolled around, and we got the truck in. And fair enough, manager's supposed to be checking truck in, but this young lady has done the truck order. Matter of fact, she did the truck order while I was out. So, and you okayed it as a district manager. You okayed it. You okayed most of the stuff that she did. You said for her to do it, and you put her to work doing it.
Mm-hmm.
But just so happens on this day, I'm in there doing my normal reconciliation with cash and everything, getting ready to go to the bank and stuff and get that stuff ready. And then I was going to come out and see what was going on the floor. I'm not paying no attention. I'm in my flow. And then all of a sudden I get a phone call. I'm like, well, because since I got back, I haven't gotten a phone call.
Mm-hmm.
And I found it weird that I got a text message the day before talking about can you send the numbers that you had been sending during the week? And I said, sure, because I knew inside my mind that your numbers, whatever inventory or audit that y'all did, doesn't match the numbers that I have. And it's kind of weird that I left on Friday. You mean to tell me my numbers became that far off Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and then so I said, nah, buddy, I ain't buying none of this. This is a snuff job. So I gets a phone call and it's like, hey, is the truck there? I said, I don't know. I'm in here focused on cash. I looks up and I see the truck. I say, yeah, the truck is here. What is he doing scanning truck? I'm like, what do you mean? Like, what is she doing scanning truck? I didn't even pay no attention to know that she was scanning truck. So I opened up the door immediately. I stick my head out. I say, you scanning truck? She said, yeah. I said, stop. Just stop. Stop what you're doing. And I'll, but then like the person on the phone goes, well, why? You didn't tell me why. I'm waiting on an answer.
Who you talking to? Let me look around. But nah.
Q, when she said why,
I know.
I'm waiting on an answer.
Click. I'm gonna start. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
Look, I had to hit the thing. Woo, you know how you get kind of itchy?
Oh yeah. Your pits start getting a little your neck get hot.
Yeah, that's the way I'm getting right now, even talking. When she said why, right then and there, my little angel man grabbed my shoulder. He said, nope, don't.
Not today. Not today, Steve.
She is trying to get you to go in. She is trying to look for a reason to fire you.
Yeah.
They are trying. Said, stop. Yeah. Don't do nothing that's going to jeopardize your integrity as a person. Mm-hmm. Hold your mute. So she was like, I'm waiting on the answer. And then I flashed back in and I was like, I don't know. I said, but I told her to stop and I'm going to scan the truck in myself. And then she was talking about it was a car on the side of the road and da-da-da-da-da and all this stuff, just looking on the cameras around the store. So I'm like, all right, whatever. So I go out there, I go talk to the car. It's the guy on the other side of the thing. He ain't bothering nobody. He just minding his business, messing with his little girlfriends or whatever. None of my business. Just as long as somebody's in the car and the car is not there, parked for a long period of time, mm-hmm. I'm cool. So I go out there, I go tell him, I say, yeah, man, they fussing about cars this morning. So just keep it moving. I just wanted to make sure you was up out here. He was like, man, they tripping. Was it he seen the car slow down and look over at him. He was like, I was wondering why that lady had looked at me. And then I was like, don't worry about it, man. Just as long as you in the car, you all right. And, you know, and I went about my day, but my dark side kept trying to, the dark side kept on, you know, pulling on me. Like I was opening up a box and I normally just use my knuckle to pop it open. But all of a sudden, it just became a punching fest. And next thing I know, I was like, ah!
Yeah, it's time to go at that point.
I said, you know, I was talking to a young lady that I had named earlier. I was talking to her. I said, I told you earlier in the day they was going to try to use you against me. And in a way. And she was like, no, I wasn't going to. I was like, nah, not in that way. I said they was going to try to use something you did or something like that against me. And I said, you know what? I'm tired. I'm tired because I'm fighting against a clique. You know what I'm saying? It's 3 of them, you know what I'm saying, teaming up together.
Yeah.
To come against me. And I don't have time for this. You know what I'm saying? Because the next thing I know, your narrative is going to try to fit what my skin color is next.
Right.
You're going to try to say I'm stealing or I'm doing something corrupt or something like that. So for me to have peace and not go to jail, and that's why I put that statement out there on Facebook, I'm too old to be punching people in their mouth.
Yeah.
I just decided that I was going to do my job for the rest of that day, put the key in the drawer behind a locked door, and walk up out of there with my head held high. And I got all my stuff that belonged to me and left.
Boom. Drop the mic.
And sent my resignation letter when I got home.
Is it?
And then, you know, yesterday, and this is just to show the amount of pettiness. Yesterday, I'm sitting in the house, you know, minding my business, thinking about, you know, what I was going to talk about today, and how I was going to express and convey everything without coming off as sounding like I'm bitter. And nah, I'm good, because it taught me, you know, everything is a lesson. Whether you learn something from it, or whether you choose to learn something from it or not, everything is a lesson. And I took it at face value, the opportunity, because for one, wasn't going to pay me enough anyway. It wasn't about the cash. It was something that I wanted to do. And I don't think they really fully understand is a difference between having to work and wanting to work.
That's it right there.
People having to work, you can talk to them any old kind of way. People wanting to work or wanting to be at this job opportunity, you can't talk to them any old kind of way. And I tried to make it clear as many times as I possibly could, I don't need to be here, because my resume says that I can do 10 times as much.
Right.
I can do your job, and your job. All at the same time.
Well, and see, that's probably what frightened them. Is that
I think why they did the things that they did, because they thought that they was dealing with somebody average, and they was not. And I don't toot my horn, I don't brag about none of the jobs and things that I did. And I think that let them think that, oh, he's, you know, if he didn't need to work, then why was he being a cashier? Because I got tired of sitting at home being fucking bored. It's the difference.
Well, all I can say is this. I hate questions like, if you know the answer to a question, don't ask me, because automatically that puts me in a position where I feel like you're trying to come at me sideways. You see the truck. Why is you asking me about it? A better question would have just been, why is checking the truck in? Don't ask me, is the truck there? You know the fucking truck here. Why are you asking about that?
Right.
So like when I'm in a job and people start asking me questions, like I had a situation where I did something and maybe I was in the wrong. And he asked me why I did it. And I said, well, because the last few times we were going to the meetings, he didn't show up. He didn't show interest. I said, so this time when we were scheduled to do the meeting, I just didn't show up. Well, he's the blah, 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 very high, ranking person in the company. Okay, well, just like he feels his time is important, I feel like mine is important also.
Right.
So then he was like, he just kept going back and forth. I said, look, I understand what you're saying. I said, understood. Like, if you want to write me up, but I'm not
Write
going to
me
go
up.
back and forth
But
with you. Like,
right.
send me the paperwork, I'll sign it. And then the conversation stopped because we're
Right.
not going to go back. I'm grown, you grown. I'm probably older than you, so we're not going to go back and forth.
Right. Like it's one thing. It's one thing, right? To say what I did wrong. It's
Yeah.
another thing to be petty about it and keep egging it on. And then it's another thing too, and this is part 3 to it, where you go behind people back and you start talking and saying little things and saying this and that, but never say nothing to the person. And I'm gonna be clear about this, when you're a grown man doing something like that, that's not manly. If you got something to say about somebody and you a man, you supposed to say it to their face, whether that means woman or man. Say it to their face. Don't mumble behind somebody's back about something that's not even accurate or true. Because I'm not dumb. Maybe I shouldn't say that on camera, but I'm not dumb. And so what I did was when I seen that stuff when I came back from work that everything was off a little bit, and I'm just talking to you right now, Q.
Mm-hmm.
Even yesterday, like I said, I was sitting at home and I get the text message from the group text, and I'm like, well, why are they even still texting me? I don't know how long y'all been getting away with doing this, but this stops today. And I'm saying to myself, like, come on, chick. Come on, you cornball. Like, I'm still in this group chat because I created this group chat. So I'm still in this group chat.
Right.
Why are you trying to trigger me to say something? Like, nah, bro. You have not ever seen my resume. You do not have a clue who you dealing with. And it's not just who you dealing with right here. It's the other part of me. When I say it's the HR wife that you're dealing with as well.
Yeah.
So you go ahead and you keep on. I got photos, videos, screenshots, texts. Go ahead and try to do something against my character. I will eat you alive in court and do the moonwalk like Mike around the whole damn courtroom while I'm eating you alive. You have no wins. Leave me the F alone. Yeah. So like I said, I'm happy with my decision. Like I get to do what I love again. I didn't have no time for nobody. Only thing I had time was for the store. I had all the people, because most of the people that was in the store was already pre-hired before I got there. So
Mm-hmm.
these was all her people. So all the stuff that they was doing bad, she already knew that they was doing bad.
Right.
Just like the message that she sent out yesterday, like, come on, you already knew these people was doing this because they was already hired by you when I got there. They was doing the same thing. They just know that I'm gone and I'm not getting on their neck no more about doing stuff. So they reverted back to who they were.
Yeah.
You hired those people, not me. All my people that I hired checked on me, made sure I was okay, and was like, man, I don't know what they finna do, but find me something else. You gone? You gone, man? Oh man, you the best manager I ever had in my whole entire life. So I
Yeah.
talk to people like human beings and treat them as such.
And that
And
goes
plus,
a long way.
right, people need rides. people short on this or need gas or whatever, I'm like, yo, don't even say nothing. I know you gotta get back and forth to work. I heard you talking. Here you go. Oh, Kenny,
Yeah.
man, you ain't had to do that, man. Nah, just keep that between me and you. You ain't gotta
Yeah.
pay me back, no nothing, because I don't want you to even have to think that inside your head. Here you
Yeah.
go. Take care of yourself.
And
You
see,
know,
that's the piece that they miss is like having a manager that the people can relate to and feel connected to makes those people want to do a good job for not just like necessarily company, but they're like, oh, I don't want to let this person down because they're so good at doing what they do and making me feel seen. I'm going to do a good job. And that makes the overall company and organization look good. But
yeah,
you lose those managers, and now you got people going back to the old shenanigans. Nobody cares about me, so I don't care about this job.
yeah. And I'm not a combative person. You know what I'm saying? You got a request or we need to talk about something, we'll talk about it. You know, I had a guy who was just extra late all the time. Never call, talk about why he's late or anything like that. You know, I started getting that guy to come around, start showing up on time. He probably, instead of him being late every day, he probably was late like once a week, you know. And I told him, you know, we gonna work on this, you know, and I wrote him up one more time and I told him, I said, you got one last write-up. I said, I don't want to give you this one last write-up. So I need for you to step up. Gonna be late, call me. If
Mhm.
this, you know, and I went through this with him, you know, and it took some time for the register inside his head, but you know, then he started showing up to work on time, you know. I went to bat for some people, you know, um, losing their job behind something that was out of their control, you know. I said, yeah, I want her back. You know what I'm saying? Let me get her back because I don't have to I don't have to retrain her, and she already knows that if she barks the wrong way around here, she gone. So let me get her back. And I got her back in the door. Certain people didn't know how to do, you know, and this is people that you had under your care and your control for many months. And they didn't know how to do certain things. And I had to go back and go show them how to do certain things, you know. And I never was petty, you know, well, sometimes, of course, I'm Kenny. I'm gonna be petty, but petty in a funny way. Like I'm picking on you in that kind of way, but never, you know what I'm saying, like targeted or hateful or anything like that. You know, I try to meet people where they at and I try to understand people why they do these certain things and figure out how I can correct those things and get them to do things better. I've never been that kind of manager to just sit around, well, you need to do this, you need to do that. I don't know how to do that. Well, somebody should have told you how to do that then because I don't know what to tell you. No, I don't know how to do that. Okay, let me show you. Come here. If you do it like this, that's the hard way. But do it like this. It's the easy way. All right. A lot of people don't like doing it the easy way, but I'm just showing you this way. You know,
Mhm.
show you both ways, whatever way you like. Yep. So it is what it is. Maybe one day, you know, all the stuff that I learned in that short span of time, I can open up my own gas station.
There you go.
Maybe. I mean, but until that, I mean, I'm I'm happy. I'm happy. I'm at peace. I I was losing weight. I was getting stress rashes across my
Oh
chest.
no.
I was barely sleeping. And then after the robbery, oh my God, you know, until we got that door fixed and all that stuff done, um, my nerves was horrible. So I'm I'm much better now and just taking it one day at a time. And this is what I want to be clear with you. You know, find opportunities, find jobs that fit you, that fit your lifestyle, that you like. It ain't always about money. It's about what you do with that money. Get it. You go out here and you make $10,000 a week and you buying $20,000 worth of stuff in a week, then it's no point in you making $10,000 a week. But you know, if you're making $500 a week and you spending out probably like $50, $60 a week, who's gonna have more money at the end? Not that person with that 10,000.
Right. They in the hole. They in debt.
They in debt. They maxing out credit card. So it's always about what you do with the money. And I've always been a good steward up over my money. I'm cheap as hell. I only spend when I need to. And I will use a coupon and wait for it to go on discount in a minute. So, I mean, the money factor, is never, what you want to target. Because like Biggie and them said, more money, more problems. But at the end of the day, you want to have an opportunity that's going to respect you and pay you your worth, but also, too, that you love and you're happy with doing. And don't be afraid to walk away from any situation that's not befitting them. Because at the end of the day, it's all about your health, really. Your health brings in your wealth and keeps you moving and motivated. And if your job is stressing you out that much, it's time for you to find another. And they don't care nothing about you. You can tell by a person's tone and their mannerisms that they don't care nothing about you. Time to go.
Yeah.
Some people, when you go to some of these fast food restaurants and you come across that person with that nasty attitude, you don't need to be here no more. Go find something. I don't care if you're on the verge of your 25-year pension with McDonald's. Leave. If you're that unhappy, well, I gotta pay these bills. You gotta have faith. You gotta step out there. You gotta jump over the broom. Trust me, I've done it once before, and I did it again, and I'll do it another time.
Yeah.
I'll do it whenever I gotta do it. I'm not prone to jumping jobs and job hopping, nothing like that. Like, I stayed with companies for 10, 5, but no, I'm not going to be respected. If, I'm not going to be paid my worth. If I feel like you're going to do some more harm than good to me and my life and my family, because my health and my mental state matters to my family. If I'm not healthy, if I'm not all there clicking, if I can't be a parent as a parent, then what was the sense of me making this money up over here? Hey, oh, I miss my daddy, but I got this check.
Yeah. No.
So yeah. So that's my speech. That's my monologue for the day. My motivation for you. Go out and go find you something that make you happy. Yeah. No regrets. Live life to the fullest.
Yep. I agree.
And so, with that said, if nobody told you that they love you today, we do. Don't forget to go check out our website, www.ysgpodcast.com. We got books, crooks, hooks, whatever you need. I don't know. It's just all around. I let it flow. And don't be a stranger. Hit that like button, subscribe. Check us out. And we'll see you later. Peace out. Yes, support group.